please give a big round of applause to our musicians, Gareth Williams, Deirdre Graham, Justyna Jablonska and Aisling O'Dea.
Thanks for being here, everybody. Thanks for taking a chance on a weird little show about books. And we've got a lot of books to get through tonight, so let's get started. I'm going to show you how this works. We take the very last page, and we turn that into a song. This one is the song from the last page of How to Be Both by Ali Smith. Oh, the root in the dark makes its way under the ground before there's any sign of the tree. The seeds still unbroken, the stars still unburned. Oh, the curve of the eye bone of the not yet born. Hello, all the new bones. Hello, all the old. Hello, all the new bones. Hello. To be mead and unmead and unmead, both to be mead and unmead and unmead and unmead, both to be mead and unmead and unmead and unmead and unmead. Hello, all the new bones. Hello, all the old. Hello, all the new bones. Hello, all the old. Hello, all the new bones. Hello, all the old. And we're off, ladies and gentlemen, we're off. Come in. Great to see you all. That's how it works, okay? Are we all on board with the conceit? That's it. We came off stage a few months ago and Justyna said to me, you say that word too much. You say conceit too many times in the show. So can we just keep a wee count tonight, how many times I mention it? Can I get a wee round of applause for my fabulous band? This is Aisling O'Dea and Justyna Jablonska. And the band will grow as the evening goes. We've got some very special guests making an appearance. I shall do one more just to lock the conceit in. Ali Smith was on the radio a few months ago. I heard her talking about this next book, Lanark. And she said when she read Lanark by Alasdair Gray, she felt like anything was possible as a writer. And I sort of understand what she means. When I first moved to Scotland about 23 years ago, Lanark was the first book I read when I got here. I just wanted to see what you guys were all about. And I thought, wow, these guys are on to something over here. So let's do the song from the last page of Lanark by Alasdair Gray. Making maps when I was small. Showing please resources where the enemy and where love lay. I did not know that time adds to land. Time adds to land. Events move continually down. Racing landmarks, raising the levels like snow. I did not know that time adds to land. Time adds to land. I have grown up. My maps are out of date. The land lies over me now. I cannot move. The land lies over me now. I cannot move. The land lies over me now. I cannot move. It's time to go. I did not know the time adds to land. Time adds to land. Thank you. We have been doing a very, very slow tour of Scotland, where we started in Paisley in February, and we've slowly made ourselves to Skye. tonight, and it's been a good journey. But the scenery has dramatically improved as we've come this direction. Especially in the last hour of that journey, it felt pretty incredible. What's going to happen now over the next hour or so? You've all got a program in front of you. You can see those last lines of those books, and allow yourself to become a bit of an armchair songwriter. You can say, oh, no, that's not what I would have done at all. I can't believe he missed that. I would have repeated that line. I would have used that word again. Go with it, okay? That's part of the process, okay? So we can agree to disagree on how these lines become songs. So if you feel that taking over, just go with it. It's a good thing. The idea is to try and hang on to that spell. We race towards the end of a book, and then we desperately don't want it to end. And so we just want to stay in that moment for a little bit longer. The last line of the book is haunted by what has come before. And there's no better example in this next song. We're going to go with Sunset Song, next the song from the last page. And on that last page, Chris is there, the minister is there, they're unveiling the monument to the fallen, and it just feels cold. It just feels cold on that hillside. On the second last page, though, there's a pipe tune. There's a lone piper playing Flowers of the Forest. So if you think about it, that tune then haunts that very last page. That it floats in the background and it's there that whole time. So it's no doubt then that it will turn up at some point in this song. This is the song from the last page of Sunset Song. But they saw the minister was standing behind her. But they saw the minister was waiting for her. But they saw the minister. They the last of the light. They the last of the light. They the last of the light. With them up there. And maybe they didn't need it. Maybe they didn't heed it. And maybe they didn't need it. They the last of the light. They the last of the light. They the last of the light. With them up there. You can do without you. You can do without you. You can do without you. You can do without the day. When there's a long, quiet light. When there's a long, quiet light. When there's a long, quiet light. And kind in your heart. You can do without the day. You can do without the day. You can do without. You can do without the day. When there's a lamp quiet lighted, when there's a lamp quiet lighted, when there's a lamp quiet lighted and kind in your heart. Thank you. Before we mix things up a little bit, I did a little bit of audience feedback at the very first gig in Paisley, because if you're going to do some audience feedback, that's probably a good place to do it, because you really do get it. And one of the feedback sheets said, "Can I do anything differently? You need to read happier books." And it's fair, it is fair. But I think it is Scottish literature we're talking about here, so I think maybe there's a propensity for things to get a little tragic in the second half. That's certainly the pattern I've noticed over the last year or so. But I did find one, and we stayed with Paisley. And this is a book called Duck Feet by Percy. And it's set on the streets of Paisley. And it's a group of young people at school. And they're raucous and delightful and crazy. And it's a really wonderful book. At the very end, Kirsty Campbell is standing, and we don't find out, does she get on that train or not as the doors open. And it's a beautiful moment. It's not an end. It's a springboard off into another adventure. So let's do the song from the last page of Duck Feet. Two, three, four. Well, the train driver stuck his head out of the window and he shouted, "Come on, hen, come on, hen. We've no good all day. Are you on or off? Are you on or off? Are you on or off? Oh, come on, hen. Come on, hen. With no good all day. 2, 3, blood. The adrenaline was pumping through me, and the sweat was lashing down my back. I wiped my face on my sleeve, I took a deep breath, and said, "Here goes nothing," I said. "Here goes goes nothing I say. Here goes nothing I say. And I step through the sliding doors. 2, 3, 4. Everywhere we've gone on the show, and we've tried to add something local and something new, whether it be a new story or a new a book, a local writer. But tonight, I think we have something particularly special tonight. I think sometimes you don't know if your little conceit works until you give it to somebody else to try. So I have the real honour of asking Deirdre Graham to try and come up with one of these songs from a page as well. So could you please welcome to the stage Deirdre Graham.
Hiya. Feest good ma, cymryd y haar se fwlwch. Gleif a. Fa mi ddor a ma'r ffeichgyn, chynnyr i god eis biaichgyn yn sy'n a chama y fi awn coldreif yn o'ch aias. Na yrym fawr gos y fi yn sio y misg sar ciol ydyn. I think we need a big round of applause for Gareth. I actually saw this project getting announced before I knew I was going to be a part of it. And I just thought, oh, that looks so exciting. What a great conceit. And then beyond thrilled to be asked to be a part of this. And then after that, I suddenly went, oh, I only have songs that are 300 years old, seems to be my favourite age of Gaelic songs. And all my Gaelic books are songbooks or history books. And so I spent a lovely afternoon at the Corlin and Litir, or the Gaelic Books Council in Glasgow. And I went in going, have you got any really good endings, just the last page? And the guy looked a bit confused. I found the most beautiful book that kind of jumped out at me. And it's a book called Litir, Chun, Ainm, which is a letter to the soldier with no name, or anonymous soldier. And it's a compilation of letters. And the letters were written, a call went out. I think it might have been Radio and Gael that did it a few years ago. And a call went out to ask people to contribute letters that they were going to write to a World War, that's really hard to say, soldier. And some people wrote letters that were connected to family members who had been in the Great War. And some of the letters are just entirely made up, just an imagined person and kind of imagining the scenario. And so the letter that I chose was written by Callum Machginnigan, who many of you might know more comically as Shessie Lexie. And Shessie Lexie's like our Gaelic drag queen. Yeah. Kind of. And so it's a beautiful letter. And the letter kind of goes through, for those of you who don't speak Gaelic, the letter goes through this soldier's life, kind of imagining them in their infancy and then growing up, going to school, and then putting their name forwards to go off to war, and then it starts going into the war and into the trenches, and imagining the feelings at the end of it all. So it gets pretty dark. and heavy. Sorry, you had your one happy song.
It's over.
It's over. It's a pretty heavy letter in the end of it all. And so I decided what better way to set it in a song than a lullaby, which might seem a bit strange, but I think often our lullabies, whether in Gaelic or in English, just across the world, lullabies can hold the darkest messages, but they can be the most intimate moments to kind of process grief and process kind of difficult conversations. So this is Ba Ba Molenev.
And the hisule gunna do hualing Stu fegeven Orstein son sabbages tree And the hisu was skriva lit offensa Licher gat lana li irin jagas briak And the hisu Krialuch kas rúste Ba An san eilig njordigrach son kokkeges ka And the Jesus na plideren Schein chachan torst Stukke jerigia Gun chica gan bas And the Jesus wants and trenche Fear Good jerigan thir On a no man's land And the hisu weg away to company. Ich hier door en daar oors en dries oor. Lesulen
Appellation. Thank you very much.
Ladies and gentlemen, Deirdre Graham. She'll be back, folks. She'll be back later. Not getting off that easy. I feel like I won a prize to get to play that and sing alongside Deirdre. That was gorgeous. I'm sorry about my Gaelic. I can't imagine it was spot on. I hate having to go after that. But needs must, we must press on, folks. There's still a lot of endings to wallow in, because that is what we're doing. We are wallowing together. Okay, are we feeling it? Are we all in the groove now? We're on that last page. It's so close to ending, but we're just going to keep going back a page and starting again. I think the next song is from a really exciting book. A book about adventures and swashbuckling. And Robert Louis Stevenson does a really good first page. He throws you into a tavern full of scallywags and ruffians, and you have to get your way out. But why I love this last line, the last couple of lines of Treasure Island, is that, okay, you can have your adventure, but you gotta have your trauma as well. And it won't leave you in a good place by the end. He does a really good disembodied voice as well. Now, as I mentioned earlier, I'm not Scottish. And so there is a number in here. How would you guys say the number after 7? 8. Okay. Slight problem with my pronunciation, but we're going to go with it, okay? The bar's silver and the arms still lie. For all that I know, where Flint buried them. And certainly they shall lie there for me. Pieces of E, pieces of E, pieces of E, pieces of E, pieces of E. Pieces of E, pieces of E, pieces of E, pieces of E. Oxen and wee and ropes will not bring me back. Oxen and wee and ropes will not bring me back again to that accursed island. And the worst dreams that ever I have are when I hear pieces of E, pieces of E, pieces of E, pieces of E, pieces of E. Pieces of E, pieces of E, pieces of E, pieces of E. Oh! Pieces of E, pieces of E, pieces of E. The surf booming about its coast. I start upright in bed with the sharp voice of Captain Flint ringing in my ears, ringing in my ears, in my ears. pieces of it, pieces of it, pieces of it, pieces of it. The sharp voice of Captain Flint. Pieces of it, pieces of it, pieces of it, pieces of it. I start upright in bed. Pieces of it, pieces of it, pieces of it, pieces of it, pieces of it. It's ringing in my ears. 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 One more time. Pieces of it, pieces of it, pieces of it, pieces of it, pieces of it. Thank you. Let's stay on the adventure track just a little longer, but we'll move slightly more into the mystery side of things. It's time for our old friend, Sherlock Holmes. And we meet him at the end of the Valley of Fear. And Moriarty is out there somewhere. And Sherlock is pacing the floor. This is the song from the last page of the Valley of Fear. Saying he can't be beat. No, I'm not saying he can't be beat. No, I'm not saying he can't be beat. No, I'm not saying he can't be beat. But you must give me time. You must give me time. You must give me time. Sat in silence. And we all sat in silence. And we all sat in silence for some minutes. We all sat in silence. While his fateful eyes still strained to pierce the veil. Thank you. I started this project because I love books, I guess, and I love book festivals. And we started going around and gathering songs from there. But I write operas and theatre shows, and I normally put those in the post, and they go off and become someone else's problem. It's the best bit. But this one started during lockdown, I suppose, when all the shows were off the table for a little while, and I started to just go to my bookshelves and try to find a frame, a little paragraph, a line, just something that I could turn into a song. And it became a hobby, because I think everyone needs a hobby. It's become a very strange hobby now. And so this a couple of years later, we're finally doing these songs, but I didn't want to give them away at the end. I wanted to sing them myself. And I want to keep gathering them. A few weeks ago, someone asked for this song. It's the last line of News of the Dead by James Robertson. It was just out last year, and it's a really beautiful book about time and the same place over a very long period of time. And it's really beautiful, and it has a sense of, it's sort of haunted by that sense of time, and it really makes you contemplate the end. And I think when you read a book, it stays with you in an individual and singular way, and everybody's stories become part of the stories they read, and it matters where you read that book and how you felt the day you read that book. But there's something about this one then, I think this last line just takes a lot of people off in their own directions. This is the song from the last page of News of the Dead. One day you will wake up, and it will be the last day of your life. You may know this, or you may not. You may want to know it. Or you may not. But if you are in your place, when death comes calling, if you are in your place, so you don't even have to get up. If you are in your place, and open the door, then you are blessed indeed. Whatever else has befallen you in the days and years that went before, either way, it will not be in your control. You may know this. Or you may not. But if you are in your place, when death comes calling, if you are in your place, don't even have to get up. If you are in your place and open the door, then you are blessed indeed. Thank you. I did say that happy one was the outlier in a way. Endings are just sad, aren't they? They can't. It's very hard to make them go any other way. I was in Waterstones a while ago, and it was just after the birth of my son. Now, there's a brief moment. I don't know if this is true for everyone, but I just presumed the whole universe wanted to talk to me about the birth of my son. And his name is Sonny, so I looked over and I saw this book, Sonny and Me, on the shelf, and I thought, well, naturally, that's the book for me. How could I walk past it? It's speaking to me. And it's a book called Sonny and Me, as I said, by Ross Sayers, and it's absolutely wonderful. It's again set in a Scottish high school, and there's two characters, Sonny and daughter, and they are best friends, and they're truly, truly best friends in the most loving and mature and silly way. And this book just finds them after a little bit of a whodunit and a carry-on. They're on the last page, and they're heading to the corner shop to get a slushie. And I thought, I'm sure we can find a song there if we stay there long enough. No. 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 'Cause you're my best friend. And my best friend wouldn't do that. 'Cause you're my best friend. And now let's see if the icy does rainbow slushies. They smile and follow on. I'm lucky I've got him to keep me right. I smile and follow on. And he walks ahead. He walks ahead. He walks ahead. See if the icy does rainbow slushies. I smile and follow on. I'm lucky I've got him to keep me right. smile and follow on. And he walks ahead. He walks ahead. He walks ahead. Thank you. It's time. Let's bring Deirdre back for more tunes, please. Hello. Yes, that got a little dramatic towards the end, and I couldn't resist it. Shall I do the honours?
Yes, please.
Deirdre's going to sing a song. Now, this one is the song from the last page of The Pink House, which is a short story by Jackie Kay. And we need Jackie Kay in the show because she's just gorgeous and wonderful. So, end of justification, gotta be there. But she doesn't write a lot of books, or she's more of a poet, or was in my imagination. But I've read a lot more since. But this little book of short stories is called Reality, Reality. And in there, there's a little story of about 4 pages called Pink House. And there's this sort of a lone girl, a pregnant girl, and she's in debt, and she's in some sort of peril or jeopardy. And just on the last page, she finds a place called the Pink House, and she finds a room, and she lies down, and she gets some sleep. And it's just a moment where that jeopardy just dissipates for a little minute. So I guess we're back at another kind of lullaby again. Deirdre and I talked about lullabies a few weeks ago, about how there's always some trauma in them. They're for one person to go to sleep, and they're for the other person to process trauma.
First time in months, I'm not frightened. The future is here, and it's not as bad as I thought. If you have nothing, if you have nothing, they can take nothing away. They can take nothing away. They can take nothing away. They can take nothing. I fall asleep, a little wine happy. It's been a while since I drank anything. Before I know it, before I know it, I am dreaming in the pink house. I am I am dreaming in the pink house. I am dreaming,
And I think my baby's dreaming too. Thank you.
Believe she. I miss it all come Laura Manist le or an Gaelic gave. I say shall know in the hand show has you a brisha root noch le rutgen shen. I is she or an Louis le kiao sleed ja hound. Or an hamikamachi led. We're gonna break the chain of thought a wee bit for a moment, and I'm going to sing you an old Gaelic walking song. And it's a song with connection to Sleat. And I suppose in a way, like, what I've really enjoyed about this project is it's like a flip reversal of what I usually do, because what I love to do is take the old songs that already exist and create the music in some sort of contemporary fashion that recreates a new story to my mind. And then this is the totally other way around, is, you know, taking an already existing story and flipping it around. But we're going back to old song territory. And this walking song was composed by a woman who is talking about going up on the slopes to tend to the cattle, and she's asking news of her love, Donald, in Sleat. And I think this Donald was from the gentry, kind of a higher class than her, and she'd had a relationship with this man. And she's just heard the news that he is betrothed to another, and she's devastated and disappointed, and her kind of outpouring of grief comes out through the song. And if you want to join in and sing with me, I would love it. There's a refrain that goes with it. Would you be up for singing? I'll take that as a yes. There's a chorus that goes, Hidi linjes hokevo. Can we try that? Hidi linjes hokevo. And then we're actually going to do it down a bit lower. Hidi linjes hokevo. Oh, they're beautiful singers in here. Okay, we might even go lower than that. Mochen duedein mi edi li es hokevo. Hoek mi geshu wawend leve you. Na hidi diahu hidi
Levo hia hogevo Chunne mi vuam patan spreie Hiri línies hogevo Tu dichrem siad ganyiri you Na hiri diahu Hiri levo hia hogevo Gris mi cas, skandras mi nye, hiri línies hogevo. Jan voeders kan feien skil voor you. Na hiri diahu, hiri levo, hia hogevo. Ver valenjak, ach gesleetje, hiri lien is hogevo. Ik dal dan lucht mo hele, you na hiri diahu, hiri levo, hia hogevo. Chwale mi gan drainje reitje, hiri lien is hogevo. Ried ni en eerlijk breed jou you na hiri diahu, hiri levo, hia hogevo. Nan sulinken bier skele, hiri lien is hogevo. Garstein full sken kjærin feie you na hiri diahu, hiri levo, hia hogevo. Ketekerach in se chole, hiri lien is hogevo. Hjalt in je vertel, genoner you na hiri diahu, hiri levo, hia hogevo. Rein mo leppen bunnen dorisch, hiri lien is hogevo. Hoek voor mo fadjedden kodig you na hiri diahu, hiri levo, hia hogevo. You na hiri diahu, hiri levo, hia hogevo.
Daphne, thank you very much.
Thank you, Deirdre. I think I talked earlier about spell casting, how a book can do it, but nothing does it more than like the right singer with the right song in the right hall on the right night, and that's what that moment was. Spell casting. No, that was gorgeous. So I think I allowed myself one Irish book. Okay, I think that's fair, isn't it? But I'm gonna go heavyweight. I'm going Joyce. Because it's only fair. We're nearly at the end, ladies and gentlemen. We've got 3 more songs to do. So we're moving to the last page now. We really are. This one is the song from the last page of Ulysses. And 100 years ago, they were burning this book. So it's come a long way. We're now singing it. And I think he'd approve. It's from Molly's soliloquy, that last sort of section, and it's just really wonderful. And this one, again, it doesn't feel like a full stop. It just feels like a passionate dash to the very last word. I find it really exciting. Well, I was a flower of the mountain. Oh yeah. When I he put the rose in my hair, like the Andalusian girls use. Or shall I wear red? Yes. And how he kissed me under the Moorish wall, and I thought, well, as well as another. And then he asked me, with his eyes to ask again. And then he asked me, would I yes to say yes, my mountain flower? And first I put my arms around him, put my arms around him, yes, and drew him down to me, drew him down to me, oh, drew him down to me, so he could feel my breath's all perfume, yes, my breath's all perfume. My breath's all perfume, yes, my breath's all perfume. And he could feel, oh, he could feel. And his heart was going like mad. Yes, his heart was going like mad. Yes, his heart was going like mad. Yes, his heart was going like mad. He could feel. He could feel. Oh. Yes. I said yes, I will yes, I will yes, oh I said yes, yes, I will yes, I will yes, oh I said yes, yes. Well, I was a flower of the mountain. Yes. Thank you. Thank you. Now, as I said, I had a lot of suggestions, a lot of kind of crowdsourced last lines over the last couple of years. And then I would go and read it and go, yeah, I think there's a song there. And then I would have to go and read the whole book just to make sure I didn't get it completely wrong in terms of characterization. But there was one I didn't check. So I think it was on Twitter, and someone said, you must do the last line of Peter Pan. But the years they came and went without bringing the careless boy. And when they met again, Wendy was a married woman. And Peter was no more to her than a little dust on the box in which she kept her toys. And I thought, wow, I must have it. And I raced home and I turned it into a song. And then I realized it wasn't the last line of Peter Pan. It was near the last line of Peter Pan. And so on your sheet we have the original, the proper last line, but we're going to pretend. Because it was too late. I loved the song and I wanted to sing it. So this is a song from near the last page of Peter Pan. But the years, they came and went without bringing the careless boy. And when they met again, Wendy was a married woman. Peter was no more to her. Peter was no more to her than a little dust on the box in which she kept her toys. But the years, they came and went without bringing the careless boy. And when they met again, Wendy was a married woman. And Peter was no more to her. Peter was no more to her than a little dust on the box in which she kept her toys. And Peter, the careless boy, Peter, the years came and went. Peter, Wendy was a married woman. Peter. Thank you. Thank you. Thanks so much for having us, for letting us play songs for you. It's been a real treat. I bet it's going to sound like an Oscar speech, but there's quite a few people I sort of want to thank now. One more time for the beautiful band, Justyna and Aisling, and they're the water in which this whole thing swims, and it's just class getting to play with them. And likewise, getting to sing with Deirdre tonight was just a career highlight for me, so I enjoyed that very much. Please, a round of applause for Deirdre Graham, please. I don't know why I'm doing little cadences just after each one. It's a nervous thing. Bryony, thanks for having us. I want to thank, is Paul Tracy here? Where's Paul? Paul is, every time we go and we're doing a journey, we save at least 10 minutes of the van ride is about how much we love Paul Tracy. And we do very much, and we love Chamber Music Scotland. Thanks for letting us do this and ask questions about what chamber music is and what it could be and where it could go. It's really fun. EventScotland, thanks for having us as part of the Year of Stories. And we have had our favourite sound people so far on the tour. Rufus and Andrew, thanks so much for your work today. It sounds lovely. And now it really is the end. And we're going to go with the classic, some Charles Dickens to wrap things up. Now, this book is so good, he ended it twice. Did you know that? So he wrote an original ending and he sent it to his friend. And his friend said, no, that is too sad. We need something much happier. And I wouldn't say he did a happier ending, but he added a glimmer of hope. So what we have here is the two endings, the original and then the one that he went with in the end, of Great Expectations. And as a little chorus in between, we have where the clock stops in Miss Haversham's hall, the day she's jilted, the time says 20 to 9. So that's her chorus. Because like that clock, Dickens was right twice. After this song, I just want to say what's going to happen. We're going to take a bow, and Deirdre, you're going to join us as well, so be ready. I was very glad afterwards to have had the interview for interfere and dinner time. And in her voice she gave me the assurance that suffering had been stronger than Miss Haversham's teaching, and had given her a heart to understand what my heart used to be. It's 20 to 9. It's 20 to 9. It's 20 to 9. So I took her hand in mine, and we went out of the ruined place. And as the morning mists were rising now, and in all the broad expanse of tranquil light, they showed to me, I saw no shadow of another parting from her. It's 20 to 9. It's 20 to 9. It's 20 to 9. Thank you very much. Good night.